Welcome everyone. Today we are talking June empties. This is where I share the products, tools, maybe some food that I used up throughout the entire month. As always, the links to everything that I share with you today will be in the description box below. They will also be on the corresponding blog post, which is always your top link in the description box below, in your easiest place to shop from. Everything that I share with you today is typically on repeat. If I share something that I would not repurchase, or it's not something on repeat and I'm just testing or trying it out, I will be sure to share that with you. Starting with beauty, I have a balancing gel cleanser here by Colleen Rothschild. Love this cleanser, would highly recommend. We also have some Neutrogena makeup remover cleansing towelette singles. I share these all the time. They are fantastic for travel. They are also fantastic if you have guests that will be staying at your home, and also if you're like me and you remove your makeup on the way home if you are out for the evening. I always carry these with my little travel toiletry case with my PM skincare for on the go. I love my L'Occitane products, as you know. I have some little samples that were sent to me with a L'Occitane order. First, we have the Divine Eyes, which I think is a fantastic product. We also have the Immortal Divine Cream, another product I would highly recommend. They are pricier, so I'm not saying that you can't find something just as good, but these are definitely Divine products. We also have the Divine Youth Oil. I am not a fan of putting oils on my face, so this isn't something I would purchase for me, but if you are someone that likes to incorporate oil into your skincare, I would recommend really any of the L'Occitane products. You know they are my favorite products for the body, and we'll talk more about that. Moving into hair, we have the Living Proof Restore Shampoo. This is always on repeat. I have a bottle in my shower currently. The Restore by Living Proof, I have the shampoo and conditioner in my shower. I just only ran out of the shampoo. Moving on to a conditioner that I used up, the Joico K-Pack conditioner. I also use this line in the shampoo and conditioner, and both are in my shower currently. I always keep two products, two shampoos, two conditioners in my shower, and I typically alternate. As you know, I go plenty of days without washing my hair. Today is day 4. Tomorrow will be a hair washing day. It'll be day 5. Typically, I wash my hair on day 5, rarely on day 4. Once in a while on day 6. Yes. Love that dry shampoo. Up next is a product that I don't use because I don't use a shaving cream, but this is my husband's, and once in a while when I see him throw something in the garbage, I pull it back out so I can share it here. It's the Gillette Foamy Sensitive Skin. This is the only line he uses. He does not like the generic brand, I guess I would say the store brand. He only likes the Gillette in the sensitive. Next up, we have the L'Occitane shower oil. I talk about this all the time. This is what I use for shaving, mixed with my L'Occitane Delicious soap. So I mix the two together, and that is what I use to wash my body as well as shaving. Next up, we have a razor cartridge. I go through at least one of these per month, rarely two. It is the Gillette Mach 3. It is a man's razor. I will have the razor linked as well as the cartridge refills. Here we have the L'Occitane Supple Skin Oil, something that I use every single day, mixed with either my generic body moisturizer, which I use the St. Ives Collagen and Elastin. I will have that linked below. I do talk about it all the time in my empties. Or if it's a day that I'm getting ready and I'm using my L'Occitane Milk Concentrate, often I will put some of the Supple Skin Oil in with it. I love my L'Occitane body care products, as you know, because I share them all the time. I even have a whole video devoted to them and how I use them. I will have that video linked. It's old, but nothing has changed from how I use everything and what I use. In fact, here is a brand new L'Occitane. It's almond, and this is the delicious soap, so love this. I also have an empty L'Occitane milk concentrate. This is the refill. So we have the jar, and I will have that linked. But now that they came out with the refill pouches, I've been purchasing these and then I just refill the jar. So I mix this with the supple skin oil, or I'll use my generic, which is the St. Ives. I completely forgot to share when I was talking about hair products. I also tried this line. These were samples sent to me. It's the DP Hue Color Fresh shampoo and conditioner. I recently took these with me when I was traveling to try them. Really did like it, would highly recommend. I have no idea what the price is. I don't know that I would purchase them myself because I do love my K-Pack and I love my Living Proof, but I did like these, and it does say Color Fresh, so I'm assuming it's a good product for color treated hair. Moving on to a hand soap, I have the Meyer's Clean Day hand soap in peony. This was a beautiful hand soap and it smelt lovely. I have a lip product that did last me a long time and I did like it. However, I have found that I am not someone who likes lip products that come in a pot. So while this was a great product, I wouldn't repurchase it only because I just don't, it takes too long. It's too much. This is the Nux Rev de Miel. It'll be linked, but I would recommend it if you're okay with a product in a pot. I just don't prefer that form. These are, or this, I guess it's one, is a black hair clip. I use these daily, whether I'm getting ready, maybe when I'm doing my workout. Often when I'm getting ready to do my workout early in the morning, I tip my head upside down and I put it in a high ponytail. But then because my hair is not super long, I have to clip the back to hold up that portion. Every once in a blue moon when I'm doing my abs, I will break one of these, and that's what happened here. They come in like a 10 or 12 pack. I'll have them linked. These are so handy, even if you're gonna clip your hair back here. I always keep these in my travel PM skincare case for on the go so that I can pin my hair back and remove my makeup. I broke this one. So I do think it's nice to have a large pack on hand. In fact, I just purchased another one just because I've broken a few of these and I don't ever want to be without. Always on repeat is my favorite tampons. Yes, we do talk about these here. Playtex Sport is the only tampons I use. There's a reason. I believe that after you insert the tampon, it expands. Unlike generic tampons or traditional, I typically purchase the Super Plus. That's what I need. Another product that I've talked about that I need to use when I'm exercising, even when I'm walking, even today, I will need this. I'm going golfing right after I get done filming. When I filmed this video, it's actually Father's Day, and that is part of Paul's Father's Day gift, is I am taking him golfing, and we're going with McKenna and Bobby. When I swing a golf club, believe it or not, yes, I will leak. Yes, it's a lovely place to be. No. I will need to insert one of these Poise Impressa bladder supports. Unfortunately, I also will have to be careful what I drink on a golf course, because if I drink too much carbonation, this won't even be enough. It may cover a little bit of walking as long as it's not brisk walking, but swinging that club, that force, I will leak through this, and then I would have to incorporate my diapers. Yes, my Members Mark Total Protection underwear for women in small medium. I would have to go into the little Porta-Johny, Johnny on the spot, and put a diaper on. I don't really want to do that. It is a pain. I don't mind using these for my runs or my workouts. No one sees me. No one sees diaper butt, and I wouldn't care if they did. But if I'm out on a golf course, that's a pain. So it's unfortunate right now, as I've mentioned in past videos, I'm choosing to hold off on doing any surgeries. I have my reasons. My doctor and I have talked about this. I'll keep you posted if I change my mind. That could happen. Emptied a KT tape. This is kinesiology. You can do it, Tracy, you really can. Kinesiology therapeutic tape. I originally purchased this for its purpose, which is if you have a somewhat of an injury. There's many benefits to using kinesiology tape if you have something. I'll let you click on the link and you can read about it. What I ended up using this for is my runs. So I run 1 to 2 days per week. And what will happen is once I go through the bladder insert and the diaper starts to get full, which unfortunately happens on my runs, my 6-mile runs. By the time I'm done, the diaper is completely full because my bladder is not good. As the diaper starts to get more full, I will develop a chafing in the inner, more in the inner, right below my butt cheek, inner thigh area. I know TMI. So what I do is I tape that area prior to my run so that that diaper doesn't rub there. And it's been a gem. So I've already repurchased this. So hey, it's multi-use. Emptied a Vaso Burn. I don't always use this, but sometimes I do. It's basically a fat burning gel that I will wear underneath my waist trimmer. Again, I don't use it all the time, but I do keep it on hand if I would like that extra burn. I've had people ask me, does the waist trimmer really work? Well, here's my question. Okay, if you're asking me that, I can't help but feel like you probably haven't followed me very long. If you've followed me for some time, I'm gonna toss the ball back to you and say, in what you know about Tracy Hensel, do you see Tracy Hensel using anything that doesn't work? Right? Would I? No. You know me. If you followed me, you know me. Yes, it works for those of you who follow a severe diet and for those of you who exercise really hard. It's not going to work for the opposite because abs are made in the kitchen, folks. Moving on. Sometimes I use Vaso Burn underneath of it, not always, once in a while. Does it work? Again, I'll let you be the judge because there's people watching no, there's people watching yes. I think you know whether it would work for you or not based off of what I just shared. Moving along, we have BCAA glutamine. This is my post-workout drink. It's by Transparent Labs. It is in sour grape. If you are someone who works out hardcore and you really stress the body, this would be a great post-workout drink. If you're just simply walking 4 miles per day and that's your form of exercise, you don't need this. Moving on to more supplements, as always, the Physician's Choice 60 billion probiotic, always on repeat, have one in the refrigerator right now, already took one today. Another supplement that I've already taken today is the vitamin B12, and this is by Natural. All of these will be linked in the description box below. I also have a Vitex berry, which would be a chaste berry supplement that I take when I'm taking my hormone replacement therapy, which is progesterone. On the weeks that I am taking progesterone, which typically starts 12 days from the start of my period, so day 12, I start taking my progesterone. I will also start taking chasteberry. I will stop taking both the day that I start my period. Speaking of progesterone, here's my empty bottle. This is by prescription only. It is a hormone replacement type of therapy. At bedtime, I take 3 magnesium glycinate. These are 400 milligram. The maximum recommendation for magnesium is 1,200 milligrams, and I do take the max because my sleep, although I can fall asleep very easily, don't I?
Yes.
Yes, I have a helper today because we want to get out the door and get golfing, so it's teamwork.
Amen.
Teamwork makes the dream work, so that we can get and I have McKenna and Bobby coming anytime, so they could walk in while I'm filming. So we're teaming up, but I fall asleep within seconds. Like, I'm out like a light, but I don't always have quality sleep in the middle of the night. So I am on 1,200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate at bedtime as my doctor of functional medicine has prescribed. But this is over the counter, will be linked. I emptied a little container of thank you notes. I do believe thank you notes always need to be on hand, so I did put a couple of links in the description box where you can pick up a box. You never know when you're going to receive something where a thank you card is in order. Recently, as you know, Paul and my daughters threw me a surprise 50th birthday party. I actually shared that video a week ago today. The party took place 3 weeks ago, so I turned 50 3 weeks ago today, but last Friday's video was me sharing the whole story behind the surprise birthday party, as well as footage of it, because my daughters had taken footage even when they were preparing for it. So check out that video. It'll be linked below. I'll also put a card up here so you can click on it. But of course, I had to send out some thank you cards, thank you notes, so I do think it's always in order to have these on hand. The only laundry detergent that I use is the Tide Febreze Sport. I have used it for years. It is the only one that I use. My favorite and only fabric softener that I use is the Snuggle Plus. I think this comes in a couple of different scents, but I just have the original. I talk about these, or have a lot recently. They're the Ezekiel 4 verse 9 English muffins, sprouted grain. I have one of these per day, toasted, and I put my favorite butter on it, which is the Kerrygold Pure Irish Butter. Love this butter. Who is picky about their butter? I am, really, honestly. Very expensive. I do buy Land O'Lakes for cooking and baking. I typically use unsalted butter by Land O'Lakes for baking. And if I'm doing like a casserole dish, let's say my cheesy gourmet potatoes, and it calls for a stick of melted butter, I will use salted butter in that. So that's how I determine my butters. If you're looking for tips, don't forget, on the Tracy Hensel website, which will be linked below, you can go to my recipe tab and get my recipes. In the morning, post-workout, so generally around 6 a.m., between 5:30 and 6 a.m., I toast a whole English muffin. I put some Kerrygold butter on it. I have 4 egg whites that I top it with. And on top of the egg whites, I sprinkle this Trader Joe's Mushroom and Company multi-purpose umami seasoning blend. One of my clients sent me this. I believe it was for Christmas last year. She sent me a beautiful gift, a Christmas gift, with a variety of things in it, some L'Occitane products, but she also put this in here and told me how much her and her husband love it on top of more savory dishes or eggs. I love this. I've used the whole thing now since Christmas, so it lasted about 6 months because I use it every day on top of my eggs. Wonderful seasoning. Starkist Chunk Light Tuna. This is a snack for me. So think about what you eat if you get hungry between meals, what your snack is. This is what I eat for a snack. Typically, my snacks are a protein source. If I don't have the Chunk Light Tuna packet, which is only 70 calories, this is a very healthy snack. It's not going to put weight on you or prevent you from staying in your weight window as long as you're doing everything else right. If you were to have a yogurt as a snack, or let's say a bar that you open up as a snack, those calories are going to add up, and a lot of times they're empty calories that don't sustain you, where like a tuna packet, because it's a protein, it's going to stay with you a little longer. Sometimes I will have 2 of these per day. I purchase them in large quantities. If there's a box And there's like 12. I'll just take the whole box and buy all of them. So highly recommend these. They'll be linked. If I'm going to indulge and take a cheat meal at home, meaning most of my cheat meals, I typically eat clean if I'm at home. When I go out to eat, that's when I take a cheat or a celebratory meal. But if I want to eat something that's kind of a cheat at home, I will eat this Kroger brand. So Kroger is the grocery store local to us. It's in some states. It's the Simple Truth Organic Goat Cheese and Beet Sauce Pizza Thin Crust. This is amazing. I love this. I could eat it every day, but because I say no every day, 365 days a year, I say no way more than I say yes, which is why I'm in my weight window and I stay there and I maintain there and I only have one size of clothes, meaning I can't put any weight on or I wouldn't fit into anything. I have to say no to this all the time. Maybe once a week, I say yes to it and I eat the whole darn thing and I'm a happy girl. Sometimes with a glass of wine or two. Oh, speaking of golfing today, we went golfing with McKenna and Bobby a few weeks ago, actually on our anniversary, May 23rd, our 29th wedding anniversary, also when baby June was born, which she is gonna be 5 weeks on Sunday. 2 more days, she will be 5 weeks. Can you believe it? I picked up a couple of these containers of Planters dry roasted peanuts. It was perfect because it's kind of the size of where you can put your drink on the golf cart. So I picked one up for Paul and Bobby's golf cart, and I picked up one for me and McKenna's golf cart, and it fit right in the cup holder, so this was perfect. Let's talk about some drinks, and once again, speaking of golf, the last time we were golfing, I had taken these Buttercup Chardonnay wine cans. I just think the can is adorable. I think this would make a lovely gift. I think if you were hosting a party and you served these, maybe a bachelorette party because it's got the white and gold, but they weren't fantastic. Now, if you're not a skilled or fluent wine drinker, you would never know that this isn't a fantastic Chardonnay. But if you are more of a schooled wine drinker like I am, you would say it's not the best Chardonnay I've had. Now, McKenna had it, and she wouldn't know the difference. She doesn't drink enough wine. She hasn't been old enough to drink wine. She doesn't have as many years under her belt to be able to say this is a really good wine or this is not a really good wine. So love the can, would only buy it for the aesthetics, not actually the taste. A drink I really do like, and if you are watching your calories or trying to maintain your weight window, the Smirnoff Ice Zero Sugar and Original. These are great, and what is it, maybe 100 calories? Something like that. I'm not crazy about those, like White Claw, what else is there? Trulies. They're just flavored water with, I don't even know, is there really liquor in them? They say so. I don't know. They're nasty. They're just nasty. Yes, they're low calorie, but they don't taste good, which is probably what will be offered on the course today. Highly carbonated, so I have to be careful. These actually taste good, and I think they're about the same in calories. So Smirnoff Ice, zero sugar, wonderful, fantastic. And you can drink a lot of these and they won't hit you. That's the other nice thing. So if you're going to a party for 4, 5, 6 hours, let's say a barbecue or a cookout, and it's BYOB, bring your own drinks, be careful drinking wine. Wine is not for drinking for several hours. Wine is for a couple of glasses, maybe 3 if you're out to dinner for a few hours. But if you're gonna drink for several hours, you're out on the boat, you're on the beach, be careful. You could get snockered real easy. Yeah, maybe I have at some point in my life. Maybe when I was younger, I got snockered a few times. Did I ever?
Yeah.
Yep. Not as many as some people we know, though. But anyway, this would be a great drink because I think you could have several of these and you may get a slight buzz, but you're not going to be trashed. You are not going to be in a coma and be trashed and pass out and have a hangover the next day on these. I mean, maybe. I wouldn't, but okay, moving on. Love this bottle of vodka. And I really did purchase it because I thought the bottle was adorable, but it was a great vodka. I kind of am a top shelf person. If I'm going to have vodka, I'm typically going to go with something more top shelf, and this would be. It's Rika. It's handcrafted in Iceland. It's a small batch vodka, but I just love the bottle, so would recommend it. Yeah, and it is a top shelf, so a little bit more pricier. Totally forgot to mention these. Very big weakness of mine. Cannot have these in the home, but again, if I am taking a celebratory or cheat meal or snack from home, this would be on my bucket list. I'm not a chip person. You won't see me eat Doritos, potato chips, even Cheez-Its, Goldfish. I'm just not into anything like that, but for some reason I love the vegetable chips. And actually, these are the best in the knockoff brand. They're actually better and they're more not so crushed up as the name brand, but these were on sale or they didn't have the store brand. But yeah, I would not, if I have these, I purposely buy them to have them that day. So let's say I go to the store because I'm going to have my own cheat. I may get that goat cheese pizza. I may pick up a bag of these. I may have a couple glasses of wine, but I could not have these in the home, in my pantry. So just to show you how I'm just like you, if I have my weaknesses in the home, I may be strong when I purchase them and maybe the next day, but I can guarantee you that when I would typically say no, I would probably cave and say yes in a weak moment if I had those items in the home. When I work with my clients on health and wellness, one of the questions, I ask many questions, but one of the questions is, do you keep any indulgences, food items that you're weak to in the home? If your weakness is ice cream, does it make sense to have ice cream in the home? If your weakness is Kraft macaroni and cheese, does it make sense to have that in the home? If your weakness is chips and crackers and bars and all these things you open that are in wrappers, well, it makes sense that you're the way you are, which you may not be happy with. I don't know. I don't have that answer. But if you were working with me, typically you're not happy with where you're at and you would like to get where your goal, your target is. Well, we can't achieve that when you're dangling the delicious goodies in your face, right? Even I wouldn't be able to maintain the weight that I am if I consistently had the weakness items in my home. There are items that are not allowed in the home. If I want them, I have to go get them. Okay, so there's a great tip for you. We're going to end this with something of Norman's. Talked about these in the past. Purina. The Frosty Paws. These are quite pricey. There's only 4 that come in the box. They come in original or peanut butter. I always purchase the peanut butter flavor. He is adorable when he eats these. If you watch me on Instagram stories, you have observed him eating these. But I always try to keep them on hand because when we get back from a hot walk, this is a nice treat for him. So there you go. Empties for the month of June. Don't forget, everything I shared with you today will be in the description box below, as well as on the corresponding blog post, which is always that top link. Don't forget to check out my birthday surprise video. It will be linked. That's a lot of fun to watch. Watch the whole entire thing, and I will be back here next week to talk about being stuck. Are you stuck in some area of your life? You just can't get to your goal, or something has happened and you're in the rabbit hole, you're in a rut and you feel stuck and you want to get out? and you don't really necessarily want to work with a coach, or maybe you don't have the resources, I have a video for you. Watch for that to come next week on July 1st for Monthly Motivation. Thanks for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. All right, it's time to go tear up the golf course, because that's what I do, is I tear it up in more ways than one. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a good weekend. Take care.